Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi ta'ala wabarakatuh, and a very good day. I'm very sure that you have a quite sufficient knowledge on doing qualitative research based on our past or previous lessons. You have been introduced to various type of qualitative data collection methods. There are varies of qualitative data. So in this lesson, I'm going to share with you on how we can manage, analyze, and produce the output of qualitative data analysis. This qualitative data analysis process, I'm going to introduce to you a software that can be used in order to manage and analyze the data. The software that I refer to is NVivo. So let's have a look. I'm going to demonstrate to you on how to use this software. Let's have a look. Okay, so in order to assist you to follow this tutorial, as well as later on you can have your hands-on experience, I would like you to have these two materials to be referred to as well. These materials can be downloaded, and the information of this material, how to download it, where to download it, you can refer to the description in this tutorial, YouTube tutorial. Okay, so the first material is I have produced a simple and basic module on how to use NVivo. Okay, so this document will actually explain to you from the first step until the step on how we can produce the so-called the output of NVivo for reporting. Okay, the second materials that I would like you to have is the so-called the data for you to do the hands-on. All this data can be accessed and downloaded from the information provided below this YouTube video. Right? Okay. Basically, when you open the software NVivo, you will see this kind of appearance in on your screen. Okay, NVivo. This NVivo is NVivo version 8. Why do I choose NVivo version 8? Because currently UUM have a few license of this software. For your information, NVivo now already up to version 12. So but for me, this version 8 is quite sufficient enough, because this software can work with data such as documents, right? Any text that you have, it can work with it. Either it is Microsoft Words, text file, or even PDF. And then this software also can work with video. This software can work with any photos or visualization that you have. And this software also can work with an audio files, meaning to say that if you conduct an interview, you can download the interview recording and upload to NVivo, and NVivo can help to assist you in managing, do the coding and analyze the so-called data. So, however, before we can embark using this NVivo, you have to have a very, what we call, sufficient understanding about what is qualitative data analysis. In lesson 10, in the lesson 9, we have discussed about how we can actually produce an analysis of qualitative data. What are the process involved? The process of coding. I hope that you still remember that when we're talking about coding in qualitative data analysis, it has a very systematic coding process. We start with what we call categorizing our data. After that, we do the coding. We start with open coding, and then axial coding, and the third one is selective coding. The process of these three types of coding have been lengthily discussed in chapter 9, as well as a video on how we do the qualitative data analysis process, also available in this course. Okay, so to have a good understanding about qualitative data analysis, theoretical aspect is essential, is important before you can start using this software. This software will help you in a few ways. First thing, this software helps you in terms of storing your data. So if you have documents, if you have audio, if you have videos, you can actually save or store in NVivo so that this data will be available for you to analyze. Second, this software function helps you to do the coding. Coding is very important because coding is a process of selecting, extracting, and storing the so-called the data that is important and needed in your research in order to answer your research questions. Hope you still remember. I explained to you before, you may conduct an interview for half an hour. So the interaction of half an hour, actually it may not provide the 30 minutes of data. You may end up, instead of having 30 minutes of interview, only 10 minutes of interviews, only 15 minutes of interview, or even only 5 minutes of the interviews actually provide you with data that you need for your research. So this interview that you have conducted, that you have recorded, it is a raw data. Now, in the process of coding, we will extract only an appropriate data, a useful data, in order to answer our research questions. Okay, so that's the second functions of NVivo, helps you to do the coding. The third functions, it helps you to analyze your data, meaning to say that after you do the coding, you will start to interpret, you will start to make sense, you will start to make interpretation of your data. And the fourth one, it will helps you how you can actually integrate, or how actually you can link all those data that you have, all those ideas that you have, into a what we call an integrated ideas. Okay, so when you do the coding, you may have so many answers, but with the NVivo, it helps you to combine all these ideas as a main ideas, as a what we call ideas. This is what NVivo can do. And the fourth one, NVivo can helps you to produce a report so that you can actually use the report in order to helps you write up your thesis or write up your research reports. Okay, so this is basically what NVivo can do. So the first thing that we're going to do in this the so-called tutorial, right? We're going to have an understanding about the interface of NVivo. Okay, so you can see that over here, the appearance, the outlook of NVivo is quite similar to Microsoft Office, such as Microsoft Microsoft Excel, Microsoft Words. Okay, the appearance look like the same. Okay, so this is all the menus. This is where your data will be shown. Okay, so the next thing what we need to do is we need to create a project. In order for you to start working on your data is for you to create a project. Okay, so to create the project, you can either go to the files and create new project, or you can simply click over here new project. Okay, let me show you the what we call normally how we start the project. Okay, we click there new projects, and then it will require you to name your project. Let's say tutorial for SCCA 2013. Okay, and then you can give description. I think that for your case, this is may not that important for you, because normally you only works with one or two files only. Okay, unless you are really do the research, then so many files you may need to have. Okay, right. Another important thing here is that by default, your file that you just create will be saved in your C drive under My Document. So if you want to save on your USB or any other storage section, you can just click Browse. Let's say that on this, I would like to put it on the desktop. So I put desktop, and then I click Save and click OK. It will take a while. Once creating a project successful, you will see this kind of appearance. Right, so this is the interface of your project that you have created just now. Over here is the so-called like the folders. If I click sources, you'll see a list of subfolders here. If I click notes, you will see a few things here: set, queries, model, links, classification, folders, and so on and so forth. Right? So probably this is the folders, and this is where you will see your data, your analysis will be appeared here, and all of on the top here is the menu.